Good morning and happy Tuesday. We're looking at very slick conditions out on our major highways and expressways. Slow down, take your time, and drive according to the conditions. Some good news coming out of Mississauga on the westbound 401 approaching Dixie and the Collectors. Looks like our left lanes have reopened through this area, but visual distraction remains on the right shoulder there. It was a collision that was blocking those lanes, and we still have the backup. The backup is from about Renforth and the Collectors heading towards where we did have those lanes blocked. It is very, very heavy, and the same goes for the eastbound 401. We are starting to look at delays on the eastbound 401 from the 410 to east of Dixie Express and Collectors. Of course, you're running into that visual distraction. So again, give yourself that extra time heading out the door today. You may run into some ponding and pooling out there. That is a look at what we have going on our major routes.
Need a laugh? Catch The Suspendables, a podcast by funny man Jungle Jim Jerome and prolific former NHL player Russ Courtnall. Search The Suspendables on Apple Podcasts.
Good Tuesday morning. So this morning, this is a look over towards the shorelines of Lake Erie, where we have been seeing the thunderstorm activity and some of the heavier rainfall that's starting to track its way up in through to the Niagara region. Good news is those thunderstorms have become weak and really not producing any lightning at this time. We are into that rainfall. That rain will continue through the morning hours. You'll pack an umbrella. If you're watching us this morning, and I say good morning to those up in Barrie, down and through Innisfil, really not a lot of rain that you've been seeing so far this morning. It's been tracking fairly to the south, but it has been pushing its way over to my friends in through Cobourg, of course, into Scarborough, Oshawa, Ajax, and through Pickering. So this is what we're in store for. Heat warning has ended. Temperatures 21. It's still humid outdoors. We have a Humidex right now of 29. Still a warm, hot, somewhat humid day, but we'll get out of this humidity through the overnight tonight and start to clear some skies, that is, for tomorrow. But in between, that risk of thunderstorms still continues. That chance of some showers. This evening we start to clear up. We'll wake up to a lot of sunshine for tomorrow around the noon hour. Slight chance of a shower, a high of 27. Lots of sunshine through Thursday and Friday. Friday we're calling it hot, just not humid. Humidex to 33. Upcoming long weekend. Right now watching just a little chance of a shower on Saturday. Mainly sunny skies on Sunday. Monday, the civic holiday, looks overcast, dry, and a little cooler with a temperature of 24. That's a look at the next 7 days. Now on to your news.
And happening right now, we are following a developing story out of Hamilton at this hour. Police confirming that a man has been arrested in relation to an overnight murder. Officers called to the area of Mohawk Road and Magnolia Drive just after 1 this morning. The victim and accused are neighbors. Police believe there is no threat to the public. The suspect, a 26-year-old man, will be making a court appearance later today. We'll continue to follow this story through the morning if there are any new developments. A promise by the Ford government to rethink the funding formula to get help for children living with autism after admitting a program that was rolled out earlier this year, it was a bust. Now, the province faced some major backlash from both parents and caregivers after February's announcement that the funding was to be rolled out based on the age of the child and that family's income. That funding was to be capped to a maximum of $20,000 a year for kids under 6, steadily dropping until they were 18. The new needs-based program will be a $600 million investment, but details on what it will look like for now are not clear.
It's clear to me that we didn't get the redesign right the first time. And I'm here to tell you that we will now. We expect to receive the panel's recommendations at the end of this summer, and by the end of this fall, we'll share the details of our new autism strategy.
It didn't have to be like this. You know, our families just lost a year, basically, between the freezing of the wait list and 6 months ago the announcement of this disastrous program. And now we're here, and that's good, and we're pointed in the right direction. But a year in a child's life, developmentally, is an eternity.
And the government is relying on a panel of experts as well as public input to come up with its new plan. The previous program was blasted for its one-size-fits-all approach. Now, coming up in half an hour's time, we're going to be speaking with a spokesperson from the Ontario Autism Coalition. Turning our eyes to world news now, a military training flight gone wrong has left 17 people dead in Pakistan. Officials say this aircraft was on a routine training flight this morning when it crashed in the city of Rawalpindi, killing all 5 crew members and 12 civilians. Pakistani military are investigating the cause of this crash. And a chaotic scene in Hong Kong this morning after two double-decker buses colliding outside the Tai Lam Tunnel, leaving 74 people injured. Thankfully, most of the injuries were minor. Witnesses say the vehicles collided after one of them suddenly braked. And more commuter chaos in Hong Kong this morning as anti-government protesters delay a train at a busy station in East Kowloon for about 2 hours. Hundreds of travelers forced to stand in lines or find other transportation when protesters in black shirts and surgical masks wedged themselves between the train's automatic doors. This is the latest in weeks of protests against an extradition bill that would have allowed people in Hong Kong to be sent to mainland China for trial.